Hi everybody, first of all thank you so much for joining us on our first ever Facebook Live event. I'm Caroline and I work for Husqvarna Viking UK and I'm here to go through our brand new Designer Sapphire 85 sewing and embroidery machine, which I have next to me here. Now you may have seen some things already posted online over the past few weeks about this machine. And I just want to get a little bit close up with it, show you some of the features you may not have seen, and hopefully answer any questions that you may have. So please do feel free to comment as we go along. I will try and answer them as we're going through the live video. If not, I will certainly make sure I reply to any comments once the live video has ended, because of course the video will stay uploaded for you to view again. So, like I said, I've got the Designer Sapphire 85 sewing machine here, and I'm going to be going through it with you now. Now, if you like what you see and you want to see anything else about the machine afterwards, please do go and visit our UK YouTube channel, where we have got some really great videos going through the Designer Sapphire 85 in a lot of detail, and it goes through step-by-step sewing and embroidery. So please do go and watch those as well afterwards. First of all, I'm just going to go over the screen you see when you first turn the Designer Sapphire 85 on. So this is your welcome screen, your home screen, and the top section here is all about the MySewnet side of the machine. So the Designer Sapphire 85 is a MySewnet enabled machine, which means first of all you need to connect it to your Wi-Fi by selecting that icon up there and choosing your Wi-Fi from the list that appears. And this cloud here is connected to your MySewnet account. Now, to set up an account, it's really easy. You go to mysewnet.com, have an email address and password. It's completely free. And then what you can do is upload embroidery designs from your laptop into your MySewnet folder, which will then sync in with this cloud. So once you're signed in, you can see here it's saying synchronized. So all the files that I've got saved in my MySewnet folder on my laptop will appear on my machine when I go into embroidery mode. So it's another way of transferring designs. The less need for USB sticks, which for me is great because I'm always losing my USB sticks. I know that I can upload it on my laptop to the folder and make sure that I'm signed in on my sewing machine, and the embroidery design will be there where I need it. It also will pop up with a project idea. It will tell you to try out something new. And also we have got the MySewnet blog, which again is free and it's built into the machine. So it's built into the Designer Sapphire 85 and it's updated regularly with different tips, projects. Sometimes the projects will have a free embroidery design to download, which is brilliant. As you can see here, so you can search through what's already been uploaded. So that's the MySewnet blog, which again is free, and it will pop up as long as you're logged onto your Wi-Fi and signed into your MySewnet account. We'll go over more about the MySewnet a little bit later. I'm just going to show you this section here. So about 2/3 of the screen, oops, disappeared, covers the Joy of Sewing Advisor. Now, if you're used to Husqvarna Viking machines, you will know all about our exclusive sewing advisor. Now the Joy of Sewing Advisor is that but the next level up. So you've got your different types of fabrics here. So you choose whatever fabric you're sewing with. For example, if you're using a stretch medium fabric. And you've got your basic sewing techniques, which is probably what you're used to on your Husqvarna Viking machines. But the Sewing Advisor on here has actually got much more than just those basic sewing techniques. You've got necklines, you've got how to do pockets, you've got ruffles, gathers, some of the techniques in the machine, so the dimensional stitches, which are exclusive stitches to Husqvarna Viking, and even zippers. So if you've never inserted an invisible zipper before, you select on that project and it comes up with a list of instructions, what you need, and some sections will have a little video for you to follow. Really easy step-by-step instructions. I'm just going to stop that. And if I just put that down the bottom there, the machine will automatically select the stitches you need to do that technique. Easy. And if I hide that down, oh, you've got your widths and your lengths and your tensions. They're all set as well, recommended for that type of fabric you've chosen. You can change it, you can alter it if you need to, just by pushing the buttons on the screen. And it'll remind you up here what fabric you're using and also tell you what needle as well. So once you finish using anything that you've chosen from the Joy of Sewing Advisor, you will have this tab open on the hand here, so the little book tab. If you want to then just choose another stitch, you click on the tab and it will bring up the different stitches. Now if you scroll along the bottom here, you can see they're broken down into different menus, which actually are displayed in the lid. So I'm just going to move the camera slightly so you can see. If I open up the lid there, you've got all the menus from A to T displayed, and there is just a representation of each menu displayed. So there's sort of 6 to 9 stitches displayed, just to give you an idea. So if you know you want to do one of the big omni-motion stitches, for example, you know to look in menu K. So I'm just going to close that down and pop the camera back down here. So I can then scroll to menu K and it'll come up with the name of the menu as well. Okay, and then it'll come up with the different stitches available. Click on it and it'll appear on the screen. Okay, so while we're talking about decorative stitches, I'm going to show you a sample that we've had made. This sample has pretty much almost every single stitch that is built into the Designer Sapphire 85, and it's to give you a visualization really of what you could actually do with these stitches. I'm going to try and hold it up. It's a pretty big sample. I'm going to try and hold it up so you can see, but I have got some still pictures of it as well so you can see it closer. Now I'm not going to take credit for this sample. My colleague Louise has made every sample that I'm going to show you throughout this live video. She has slaved away for me and created, and they are absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to hold this up. I'm not going to talk because the fabric's going to muffle me. I'm going to hold this up and then talk about them afterwards. Okay, so you can just see how many stitches are actually built into the Designer Sapphire 85, and I'm just going to go into a little bit closer for you, some of these. So instantly here you can see the dimensional stitches. Now these are exclusive Husqvarna Viking stitch techniques that you won't see on any other brand, and you can sew down sequins as you're sewing. You can attach fabric to make pop-up 3D stitches and applique stitches as well, and you've also got all your small sort of decorative stitches with animals, ducks, sort of any animal you could think of. And again, we have got the large stitches as well, which we call the omni-motion stitches or the single motif stitches. Now some of these go up to about 52, 54 mil wide, so they are really nice big decorative stitches. And also, if you can see the sort of the four the boxes in the corner there, we've got 4 ways side motion. So those decorative stitches, you can create borders and boxes by using those as well. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a better idea of the stitches that are included in the Designer Sapphire 85. And don't forget, you can actually combine these as well. So you can create hundreds more, personalise them. There's fonts in there as well, so you can add lettering and names. You can put a flower next to a heart, next to a duck, you name it. So you've got lots and lots of playing around. Okay, so I'm going to carry on now and showing you some more of the features of the Designer Sapphire 85. Now another feature I just want to show you really quickly. It's just something a little bit different. If you go into the settings in the top and go to machine settings, first of all you've got your different languages, and if you scroll down you can name your machine, which is a little bit interesting. So you can name it whatever you want to. I've not named mine yet, I've just left it very boring as Designer Sapphire 85. And you can also change the colour theme. So petrol blue is the standard colour theme when you first get your machine and turn it on. But you've got purple, gold, summer and a green option as well. So I'm going to have a look at what summer does. Wow, you can see it already in the background. If I close that down, it changes the screen completely. Now, that colour might not be to your taste. I think it's a little bit of fun, and I know if I got my 3-year-old to choose a colour, she would most definitely choose this one. And it brightens up a little bit of a rainy day, doesn't it? But you've got that personalisation there, so you can choose whatever colour you fancy. And again, you can name your machine. Now, the naming machine is quite useful, actually, if you are using some of the MySewnet services, because if you're sending from your laptop, it'll come up with any machines you've got signed in, so you can name them, and it'll come up with the name, which is quite useful. I'm now going to flip the machine into embroidery mode, just to go through some of the screen features on here. And to do that, you're going to look up in the top corner of the screen. You can see the little rectangle, click that, and it will flick it into embroidery edit mode. And you can instantly see the designs pop up on the screen. Now, every Husqvarna Viking model of embroidery machine will have signature designs, and they always appear first. So these are the new designs. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger so you can see. The new designs that are inbuilt into the DESIGNER SAPPHIRE 85, you can see displayed here. And I'm going to go through some of these because we've got some of these stitched out and they look absolutely beautiful. So you've got those, and then you've got all these different menus along here. So you can have a look into each one. But next to this is a new tab, and this is the MySewnet library. Now, this is the only part of MySewnet that is a subscription service. So you do need to sign up to the MySewnet library, and it's a monthly subscription. However, you will get 3 months free when you first buy your machine, and there'll be a code in the box, so you don't have to activate that straight away. You can use that code whenever you feel ready to use the MySewnet library. You sign up, you go to the MySewnet library, MySewnet.com website where you've set up your account in the first place, and you'll find all the information about the library there, and you'll be able to get your 3 months free. That's very tricky to say. Too many F's and T's and H's. And then you'll be able to look at all these designs directly onto your machine. Now, we are the only company to have an online streaming service for embroidery designs available inbuilt on the sewing machine. They're at the touch of your fingertips, and there's over 5,000 designs already on here, with more being added every week. And the most recent ones will always be displayed first, so you can scroll down to see what's been recently added. Got the Halloween ones there coming up for Halloween. And you can search as well. So if you know you want to do a heart, for example, it'll probably bring up quite a few. And you can also tell it what width or what height. So if you want it to fit in a certain size hoop, you can. And then it will bring up all the images related, all the designs, sorry, related to that search word. You can also view embroidery designs on the MySewnet library website, and then you can either save them as a favourite, or you can send them directly from that website onto your machine. If you haven't got a subscription service and you click on that tab, it'll come up with a message. So you'll only be able to access them if you have signed up for the library subscription service. But as I said, you do get 3 months free with the machine. And then the next tab is your folders tab, and this is your MySewnet cloud. So again, this will then bring up any embroidery machines you've got saved in your MySewnet account on your laptop, and as long as you're signed in, then this will appear. So you can see these are all what I've got saved on, and you can change the view so that you can actually see the designs rather than just the names of it like that. Okay, so you can see all the things I've got on there. Okay, so that's a little bit about the embroidery side as well. And while we're talking about the embroidery, I want to show you some more samples. So especially if you may not have necessarily had an embroidery machine before, and you might be sat thinking, well, if I had the Designer Sapphire 85, what could I do with it? What would you use embroidery for? Now, again, I'm not going to take credit for this, but this bag has been made all on the Designer Sapphire 85 by Louise. Again, I'm going to keep mentioning Louise because she's a brilliant, brilliant sewer. And I've been showing this bag to absolutely everybody. It's the design on here is one of the signature designs built into the Designer Sapphire 85, and it is made using the Majestic hoop, which is the largest hoop available. It doesn't come with the Designer Sapphire 85, but it's an additional purchase, and it's what we call a turnable hoop. So the design is split into two, and you'll stitch the first half out. You'll leave your fabric hooped up, so no need to rehoop your fabric. You take your hoop off, turn it, clip it back on for it to stitch out the other side, and the idea is that it meets up perfectly in the middle. Now again, I've got some close-ups of this because it's also a thread velvet design as well. So hopefully you can see a little bit more clearly there. The flower in the middle and on the outside. They're what we call thread velvet, which is an embroidery technique where the machine will sew multiple colours of thread over the top of each other. And then you'll slice the thread afterwards, and they'll expose the colours and make that 3D fluffy thread velvet effect, which looks really, really nice. And so Louise has done this on both sides. And can I just say as well, there's some really thick sections of this bag where you've got sort of the foam, multiple layers, and due to the sort of the piercing power of the Sapphire 85, it's stitched through that no problem. We've also got lots of quilt designs built into the Designer Sapphire 85 as well. As you can see here, Louise has combined them to make this gorgeous quilt sample for us. Now, she made this just by using the complimentary software that you can download for free from the Husqvarna Viking website, so nothing fancy needed. She selected the design she wanted to use and combined them all together to make this quilt. So I'm just going to let you have a look at that because it's, again, it's a lovely way to show off just what you can do with the inbuilt designs. Right, so I think I'm nearly done. Thank you all for watching. As I said, it was just a bit of a quick overview, a bit closer up on some of the features. And we have got, like I said, more in-depth videos going through the Sapphire 85 on our YouTube channel. And I can pop the link to that on the comments after this video has ended if you're not sure of where to find that. And it goes through, as I say, goes through all the different features, going through different fabrics. I've been using this machine as much as possible this week because I've got to send it back for Louise to use next week. So, and I've absolutely loved using the Designer Sapphire 85. And if you've got any questions, then please feel free to carry on comments on the video. This will be uploaded and it will stay on Facebook. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching me talk about our new machine. And hopefully we'll see you again on another Facebook Live.